Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our video of Moon as your Atmakaraka in the third house in your birth chart. As in, what happens when Moon is in the third house, but as the Atmakaraka, meaning planet with the highest degree. Okay, because the Atmakaraka, especially the Chara Atmakaraka, meaning the movable, because we all know Sun is our soul significator, Atma. But then there are the other planets that can also become your soul significator, okay, that defines your path in life, defines the type of person you are going to be in life. Okay. And as always, if you do not know if you have Moon as your Atmakaraka or what your Atmakaraka is, you can go to karasastrology.com. In the description on the option 6 on shop section, you'll see it in your report or any other reading you get after that. And of course, remember, the wristwatch course is now fully done. All the videos and content are in there with some amazing techniques that you will see after practice, but it's not really about techniques. I couldn't care about less about techniques. For it's about manifesting goals and manifesting things through a amulet that is actually charged and working. You got to understand that this thing is ticking and it's on like your heart. And the thing is, it's even more powerful of an amulet than a gemstone or something that you will wear, because when you wear something, it's not awakened. But only certain watches are awakened, not all. So anyway, moon in the third house, right? This is a very interesting placement of the moon because on one end, this represents a person who tends to have ability of sola kalais, the 16 forms of art. And the thing is, Moon as the Atmakaraka shows that a person is really here to give themselves, sacrifice themselves towards something, nourishing themselves towards something, or nourishing others towards something. Because it is your Atmakaraka. Your soul is a soul of a mother. You will notice with Moon in the third house is that such people actually help others in their creative projects. You actually are going to have to do that if you want to succeed. If you just think about me, you will lose every single time as Moon being your Atmakaraka. Sometimes you can definitely be selfish and about me if Moon is not your Atmakaraka. But Moon is the Atmakaraka. You want to succeed in life. Let's say you want to become an actor. You want to become a musician, okay, with this particular Moon. Help somebody to succeed in something. When you, let's say, for example, give up a gig for someone else because they're better than you will see you will accumulate the greatest of karma, and that will help you to uplift. This is sacrifice. And especially in the third house, one thing you will see the soul, because soul is layered now with Chandra's energy. You will see whenever you walk, do short distance walking, the walk clears your mind. The walk, especially every day or however times you walk, it clears your subconscious trash. Because third house is the subconscious mind. And moon can store a lot of things because remember, moon is like my fat belly. It like impregnates anything. It takes on anything. So there's a lot of things in subconscious mind with this moon that a person is storing. And when they walk, because remember, third house is travel, walk, right? So the very first thing that you did is you crawled. right? You used your hands to move forward. Then you started walking. You put your effort into walking. So third house is effort and represents walking. The other thing with moon in the third house is that you will see right after your birth, mother and the family would have either moved within a year or there was some long journey that took place after your birth. It may not be a pilgrimage or something, but it was a long journey that took place. And that when the travel occurred, that particular travel would have been very significant for your particular life. Perhaps maybe mother took you to see somebody, to see some guru, to see some priest. And especially when moon goes into the third house, one's mental makeup is completely occupied towards their siblings. Like one will also sacrifice for their siblings. One may even get blamed by siblings and still help them. Moon is very prone to getting blamed a lot in the third house. Sometimes wrongfully blamed, sometimes rightfully blamed. Because here, what happens is Moon has to put tremendous effort towards accomplishing the goals of the soul. Why? Because Moon can become a bit childlike, especially in third and sixth house. Moon can actually third house more become quite childlike, make very immature mistakes that a person then will get blamed for. And especially with Moon being in the third, it shows that definitely quite a bit of karma would have been seen of the father. Father dealing with tremendous amount of upward struggle in life in certain sector. The other thing, what makes this person completely, feel happy is when they're either doing something creative, performing arts, dealing with children. Whenever they read some religious or spiritual book, whenever they recite mantras, this is where they feel alive. They feel like I am progressing towards something. And third house moon will definitely, as the Atmakaraka shows, that you're going to have to deal with struggles of other people. Because not everybody with moon in the third house is going to become a singer, artist, or a writer. It'll be there 100%. Even if somebody's a plumber, they will have some artistic thing. Like, for example, my uh, custodial manager, when I was a janitor in a school, my custodial manager, Danny, he was a musician, played music on the weekend and Fridays at like restaurants and at certain places like steakhouses and all that. So those things happen. But here, this moon is really going to find its happiness towards dealing with suffering of other people. Most likely, it's going to be their health litigation, like somebody becomes a lawyer, civil rights lawyer, immigration lawyers. You will see a lot with this particular moon. And constantly, at one point with moon in the third house, this can make a very strong sexual minded individual. Like the soul is burning off. Well, this time it's not burning off because it's not sun. It's releasing. Because remember, moon is fluid. It's releasing its karma. So it's trying to, and what happens with moon in the third house as the Atmakarka, the amount of the sexual energy one has, they have to release that energy. And this is why they may engage or they will have tremendous desire to engage in, certain activities constantly. Sometimes it's like even very overpowering because there's a lot of maybe in past life you didn't get to experience such intimacy, sexual intimacy in your previous life. And so in this life, you're going to be unloading that frustration. So sometimes, depending upon placement of Venus and Mars as well, a person can have a lot of partners in life before they, let's say, settle down. They may not settle down. They'll have tremendous amount of partners, sometimes over 60, 70, 80, 100. And especially when Moon is the Atmakaraka in the third house, you will feel ostracized, exiled from a group of people that are going to affect your subconscious. And this will happen probably before the age of 12. You're going to deal with some, like you're playing in a park, and then a certain group forms and they don't want you there. They're like, no, you're not in our group. You get kicked out. And that sadness and sorrow of this Atmakarka moon can either drive a person to succeed or can literally torment the person for the rest of their life. And you want to make sure which side of this agony you're going to be on. Are you going to use that as a fire, or you're going to use that as a water to diffuse your own spirit? That's what happens. And usually such people with moon in the third house will do much, 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 much better as the Atmakarka when they go to a foreign place, far away from their home. Far away now could easily be either a different state, like you can legally cross a borderline, or you know, move to a different country. Let's say somebody's in California and they move to Florida. Somebody's in New Delhi, India, moves to Mumbai. Okay. And usually moon in the third house. They constantly have this fear about career. What's going to happen in my career? Why is this happening in my career? Oh, where's my career going? Even though they don't need to totally focus 24/7. Sometimes people just need to work, and whatever happens at some turn, okay, fine. But this is that constant thing that takes place, you know. And so a person will definitely become even very secretive about career. If something bad is happening in their career, they will not want to tell other people because they feel that rejection, that reputation. Because remember, they feel rejected as a childhood. In the childhood, they were ostracized, exiled. They're rejected. So what happens is our biggest status is our career. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm an engineer. I'm a lawyer. I'm a civil servant, right? It becomes part of our this seal of pride, which is, although illusionary, doesn't mean anything, but it does become that. And so here they have tremendous fear about losing that pride, because if they lose it, then that other subconscious fear comes out, or the subconscious torment feelings come out. And especially with moon in the third house, one thing I'll advise you guys, always have the best quality pen that you carry with you all the time. Best luxury pen you can carry with you all the time. You will feel that fear of losing your status or title will diminish. And actually, it'll improve you. It'll improve your um, it'll improve your work quality. Of course, these are some of the techniques that I've shared, especially in the Nandi Nadi course and even in my wristwatch course, some of these other things. But moon is in the third house. There, you have to give yourself towards a cause by giving something. Let something else rise first before you rise. That becomes the theme. This is why moon in the third house people can make excellent agents, sports agent, entertainment agent, meaning somebody's an agent to Tom Cruise. They're helping Tom Cruise become Tom Cruise, but they're not Tom Cruise. They are sacrificing themselves to make somebody else the star. But that doesn't mean that's what you're going to be. No, you can be a big star. I mean, we have to look at where Saturn is. We have to look at where Jupiter is. So that's what you have to understand with this moon. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of moon in the third house as your Atmakarka. We will see you next week with our other series. Okay.